have just been offered the Vitoria job in Portugal. The question is, shall we accept or shall we stay at Galway United? As right now we are sitting in first place in the Irish League with Galway. 13 wins, 9 draws, 4 losses, 2 points ahead of Shelbourne, 3 ahead of St. Pat's. We've completely turned this club around from being in last place in real life and in second bottom when we arrived. This team has come a long way. However, in my opinion, it is time to accept a new challenge to go to a better league, a league that can compete in Europe. Welcome to Vitoria Guimarães. And so here we are, rebuilt Sombrero, all dripped up in the Vitoria uniform. Second destination. First thing we are doing as usual is assessing the squad, and as you can see there are a few talents like this Hendel guy at CDM, 78 rated, but otherwise it is quite an average team. A 69 rated keeper isn't all that great. Silva is 33 already, even though he's one of our better players. Mendes the left back might not be too bad either. I went with the counter-attacking style of play at the Irish club, at Galway United. I think we're gonna go with the same style at Vitoria. We have got around 11 million as well to spend. However, one thing is for sure, we are not in the transfer window. We are outside in September. On the other hand, what I've just noticed is that we are going to play Europa League football, where we will face Ferencváros first, Midtjylland in October. Where else are we? Tottenham as well, away from home. Başakşehir here from Turkey in November. Let's see who else. Lask in November as well. Celtic in December. And to finish it off, Zaragoza from Spain. Quite the surprising opponent, as well as Sparta Prague from Czechia. What I have done is hired a 4-star scout who is going to go to Portugal for 3 months to, let's say, find us a new goalkeeper, because we are really weak in that spot. I'm gonna stay with the default formation that was used by the former manager, but I've changed a few players. Relvas comes in, Beni, Redes at right midfield, Jong-Woo Young, 77 rated, he's our best player and was on the bench. Frankowski, 78 rated, he's even better rated than Jong-Woo Young, so of course those two are going to come in. Even at striker, I bring in 22-year-old, 6 years younger and an overall higher, Michel at striker. I've also added 4 of my coaches to give us more strength, as much growth as possible. Our first game is away at Estoril. Let's see how this game goes. It's a 2-1 loss. That is not a great start. Even though we took the lead in the first minute, we couldn't hold on. On the other hand, our first Europa League game went a lot better, defeating Ferencváros 3-0 in the first league phase game. In the first part of the season, we've already made a whole heap of transfers happen. A lot of players going out the door, like Ramirez, Arcanjo goes to Sheffield United. We have Butzke going to France, Felix to Famalicão, Borevkovic to Hoffenheim in Germany, Gaspar, 33 years of age, goes to Vélez Sarsfield, Kai Wagner, 7 million, maybe the biggest chunk of money we got, and Samu goes to Ipswich Town, as well as Charles leaving us, that 32-year-old goalkeeper going to Cardiff. In our first 2 months at the club, we haven't won a lot of games, lost most of them, only won 1 in October in the league, already lost twice in November, with a big clutch game coming up in Liga Portugal against Famalicão. And subsequently, after 16 games, we are in 14th place on 16 points, which is just not good enough. Relegation form, I shall say. From 9th to 14th, we have taken Vitoria, and we need to have a long, hard look at ourselves in the mirror. As even in the Europa League, we are eyeing into oblivion. 32nd place after 6 games. We've only won 1 single game. Braga haven't done much better, but at least they've won a second game as well. However, selling all those players has given us around 36 million to play around with. As the first guy coming in is a 20-year-old striker joining us from Leganés, who are right now in the 2nd division of Spanish football. A 20-year-old Jan Diomande joins us from that same Leganés for around 5 million. With Diomande coming in, we've now got a 20-year-old 73 rated striker, but what else we need is a new goalkeeper, as we haven't found anyone in the youth academy, and we've sold our 2 others. We've only got Oliveira at the club right now. I might even need to add a new centre back, because we've only got one on the bench who will retire at the end of the season. A second player joining us is a 20-year-old again, centre back this time. Giving us the necessary strength in that position is Vince Osuji, joining us from Club Brugge for 4.9 million. As for the goalkeeping spot, we have found our solution. Going into the market for a 20-year-old exciting prospect, the Luxembourgish goalkeeper Thiago Pereira Cardoso, joining us from Gladbach for 6.4 million. We've now a new keeper, 2073, another centre-back, 2072, and a striker, again 20 years old, 73 overall. 3 20-year-olds will certainly change the fortunes of this club. We did well again, away to Sporting against first place in the league, scoring such a goal to our striker Diomande, who has shown why we've brought him in, as he scored a brace away at the Estadio Alvalade. Not once, but twice did he come in clutch, receiving that pass and passing it past the keeper. Even got a third goal through Frankowski, the right back, who went into the box, scored a goal, make it 3-1 away at Sporting to Vitoria. Maybe that is the turnaround we needed. In the meantime, after that Sporting game, we've drawn too many games, 3 in a row. We didn't lose, but still, in terms of the table, we were in 14th on 27 points, still in kind of a relegation battle, even though Casapia, first relegated side, if there was a second league, was on 19 points. We were 8 points clear of them. We didn't shy away from the challenges, going to Porto and scoring a goal out of the textbook through again our striker, the number 9, Diomande. And in the end, we did back the win away to Porto at first place again. 2 months after beating a first place Sporting, we've done it again. Still couldn't beat teams like Aruca though, who were around us, which meant that we couldn't, of course, climb up the table either. We did fulfill the target of finishing mid-table, because we, in the end, got into our own. In the last couple of months, we got 2 more wins, 3 more wins in April, another win, and a draw, respectable as well, against Benfica, not losing a lot of games, resulting in us finishing in 12th position, just a couple of points behind 9th place Aruca. Certainly next season we'll need to do better though. We've saved the season quite a bit there via the end. We've also found a couple of talented Portuguese players, one CDM, one CM, from a scouting mission in Portugal. Let's promote both of these. The top performer of the club has been Frankowski with 14 goals, 10 goals for Redes, 10 goals for Woo Young, but the right back being our top scorer is quite surprising. Diomande came in with 20 goals, with 7 goals. Of course, 20 appearances only. 7 goals is not too bad of a return. But then, of course, we know that we'll have to address certain positions. Certainly bring in a better winger than Santos. That is probably the first thing we'll need to do next season. Very, very rookie season. First season in Portugal. Round of 16 of the Cup. And certainly 12 in the league. We were 17th only a few weeks before. Might have been sacked if that was the end. But 12 is something we can build on. Especially with the guys we have brought on. The young players that will develop over the next season. I have decided to sign a fullback at the start of this season, second season for us in Portugal. He can play on both sides. It is Leon Mitchell joining us from the free agency list. After signing Mitchell, we've sold both João Oliveira and João Mendes. Mendes we got 11 million for. Of course, with the left back with Mitchell coming in, we don't need another fullback. From the Turkish league, we go in and sign a new left winger / left midfielder. As I said, that was our first position we needed to replace. And now we've addressed it by signing Berat Luj from Galatasaray for 9 million. To change the system to accommodate Luj as a winger, he cannot be converted right away to a left midfielder, but that leaves Woo Young in a bit of a precarious position because he cannot be converted to a center midfielder either. He cannot play around with the positions, and so we might need to replace him. We actually did manage to sell Young Buyong for 24 million to Nottingham Forest, leaving us now with about 54 million in our bank to still spend. And so for not so much money, we've brought in a very talented player from the Greek side, the Greek Giants, Olympiacos, only 20 years old. I want to bring in players from lower leagues. First from the Turkish league, now from the Greek league. It is Christos Mouzakitis for 23 million joining us, a center midfielder. This side is looking better already, stacked with a lot of talent now. Mitchell, of course, also in here, 1877 rated. What I do believe we still need is maybe a better right back, maybe a better right wing. I'm not so sure, but what I am sure of is we need another Portuguese. And so for our last deal of the window of this season probably as well, we are going in for a Portuguese right back, replacing Frankowski, even though that one was our best scorer last season. He's already 32. And so we bring in 26-year-old Pedro Malheiro. His contract was expiring. I love to see that. 20 million he only cost us from Trabzonspor in Turkey. And so we could let go of Przemysław Frankowski for 13 million. He has been snapped up by Benfica of all clubs. Just to sort out squad depth, I'm gonna go in for a new centre-back because we haven't got anyone on the bench at the club. That's why we signed Roldão Tavares, a Portuguese centre-back from Valencia for 10 million. He's only 17 years old. But we can already see that this season we are completely different gravy. Sitting in first place with 13 points. Granted, only 5 games played, but 4 wins and 1 draw. 0 losses so far. And the game with Sporting looming at the Alvalade. Sporting took a lead early doors from Konrad Harda in the 7th minute. Even double-tallied in the 40th minute, an attack through the left side, and again Konrad Harda unmarked in the middle, putting it in for 2. Not going to go without a fight though, as our number 7, Redes, the right winger, scored a consolation, a lifeline after that crazy pass by striker Diomande. I don't know how he saw that pass. Absolutely crazy. An easy goal for Harda, the goalkeeper out of his net. No chance for Pereira in our goal. As I said, we wouldn't go down without a fight as Diomande backed this goal. Great pass, great turn by Diomande, and he gets us another goal back. We are really a different team this season. Diomande went on to score another goal to get us away back into this game. 75th minute. Diomande on the counter again. Nobody can keep up to him, can catch up to him. And a big strike in the end. In the end though, Harda would get yet another goal. His 4th goal of the night. Crazy stuff as we made a mistake at the back. Harda, 4 goals in 1 game. We'd go on and lose the game 4-3 away at Sporting, but we've given ourselves a good account, a good go. Crazily enough, even though we lost to Sporting, we were ahead of them in the table at the halfway point of the season, on same points than first place Benfica, only beaten by goal difference. That is what you call a phenomenal first part of the season. A few games later and we are on 40 points, 2 points behind Benfica. Both of us have got 1 loss, but now it is going to be the big showdown. We are facing Benfica at home. Maybe a title decider already. We did find the lead. We did find the lead in the 34th minute through our striker Diomande. Nice play through the left side. Our winger Lush with the ball into Diomande, who scrambles it in to the back of the net. 1-0. 35 minutes played. A brilliant second goal then in the 45th minute, just on the brink of half-time, by our Greek midfielder, Mouzakitis. He took the ball, you can't see it from here, took the ball from the middle of the field, halfway down, all the way, Mouzakitis, with the finish as well. A perfect goal to take a 2-0 lead just before half-time. Benfica did get a goal back in the 78th minute through Pavlidis. He turned the defender. Had an easy finish there. No, not quite easy, but a good finish, nonetheless. In the end, we do secure a famous win over Benfica at our home turf. 2-1. 3 points go to Vitória. We faced Benfica again in the cup semi-finals, beating them both times at home and away to reach the Portuguese cup final against Sporting, our title rivals in the league as well. A couple of draws in the month of March meant that we had to go into the game with Sporting as second in the table. 11 draws after 26 games. Just a bit too many. Only one loss, but a duel with Sporting at home coming up. Diomande put us into the lead after just 12 minutes. A radiant counter-attack down the right side, and he was the one passed to in the middle. Completed a brilliant move out of the head of rebuild Sombrero. Just look at this, going down the right side. Pass inside to Diomande, who finishes it off. 4 minutes later we went again and scored again through Berat Lush, our left winger from Turkey. He went all the way, recovered the ball in midfield, went down the middle and scored ahead of the goalkeeper in the one-on-one situation, past number 12 of Sporting. After 40 minutes we already nearly made the game dead. We killed the game off. Redes gets a goal, our number 7, down the right side, gets played in, goes all by himself. A good, powerful shot into the top corner to make it 3-0 already after 40 minutes. We destroy Sporting in this one. 4-0, 62 minutes. Diomande yet again with another goal. Played in by Reg. This time Diomande gets his second goal, his brace. We are running rampant over our title rival Sporting. Sporting managed to get a goal back through Edwards, but it was all too late for them. A good goal, but nothing really other than a consolation goal. At the end of the day, we got a deserving 4-1 victory. A clear statement in the title race. Somehow ahead of the final match day, Benfica leapfrogged us because again, we had one too many draws. And Benfica 3 points clear ahead of the final day. A game away to Boa Vista. Let's see if we can at least get the win here. It's only a 2-2 draw, which means we are already mathematically it's only possible to be second. We only had one loss all season long, but those 14 draws have just absolutely destroyed us. We have, of course, though, made the cup final against Sporting, a chance at our first trophy in our managerial career. We've reached second place now with the Irish team, with Galway, as well as Vitória in the Portuguese league. But never have we won a trophy so far. The game would end goalless after 90 minutes. Both teams had their chances. We came close a couple of times through our striker, but it would be going into extra time. A super save in extra time by Thiago Pereira Cardoso meant we would still be in it in the 100 minutes. Again, another super save by Pereira in the second half of extra time. Still 0-0. And so it had to be decided on penalty. Sporting were the way better team in extra time, but they couldn't do it. Starting off with Travassos against Pereira Cardoso, he already saves one. That is a start and a half. Redes is taking our first penalty and scores. Handel would be our next scorer after Sporting converted theirs. He converted as well. Next up, our super striker Diomande. He didn't score in the 120 minutes, but here he does score. Nel scored in the 120 minutes and scores here again. 3-3, but we have the advantage. Pedro Malheiro, who we signed from Trabzonspor, he scores his penalty. And now Sporting under pressure, as if Pereira Cardoso, who saved us in the 120, saves again. He saves again and we win this tie. Pereira Cardoso is the hero, the goalkeeper. He saved us so many times during the game. And here again with 2 penalty saves. He's done it. Vitória, the champions of the Portuguese Cup. A 10-point nil for Pereira Cardoso, who has had 12 shots against, 9 on target and made 9 saves, plus 2 penalty saves in the shootout. Incredible. At the end of the season, Redes was our top scorer. Diomandado caught up very nicely, 19 goals, 10 for Luj, the Turkish man, and 7 and 14 assists for Christos Mouzakitis, who is up to an 82 overall. In our 4th season as a manager, 2nd season at Vitoria, we have just about evaded the league title by 3 points, but we have won our first trophy as a manager. The Portuguese Cup, not a bad start if you ask me. Now in our 3rd season with, of course, Vitoria, we will be in the Champions League. I don't even know if we are automatically in there. Here it says reach the group stage, which lets me think that we might have to play a playoff game or something like that. We have got around 30 million to go in for new players. Not that much money, but again, in the Portuguese league, you don't get that much money. I think 29 million is great for Portugal. I might want to strengthen the CDM spot. Benny is there, but he doesn't really excite me all that much. So yeah, that is a position. Otherwise, I'm not really sure. We've got a good back line, a good goalkeeper. Handel is great, Mouzakitis is great, and the front three is delivering as well. And so, in our 3rd year in charge, we have sold Benny, the CDM, for 12 million to PSV, and Nuno Santos to Braga. That might be a rival of Vitoria, but still, he's 29 now, 73 rated. We didn't really need him anymore. He's only 26, 81 rated. Matthias Galarza joining us from FC Augsburg, who have been relegated to the 2nd division of Germany in this save. Galarza, with his 81 rating, is giving us the necessary quality at CDM. Along with Handel, Mouzakitis completes that midfield. A really nice looking midfield. The backline is good. 2 great fullbacks. 2 also quite good centre backs. Pereira Cardoso in goal has been the man of the season for me last year. Luis Diomande, both 21, and Redes up top. Regis 28. But yeah, he had phenomenal numbers last season. We don't have to play any playoffs as it seems this season. We'll face the Champions League opponents are already clear. We'll face Molde and Slavia Prague in September, which is more than a manageable start. Marseille and Sociedad in October. We've got Dortmund in November. Then Ghent in December. And Celtic and Barcelona. I would say quite a favourable draw, apart from Barcelona and maybe Dortmund. A lot of manageable teams like Slavia, like Molde. Even Marseille and Sociedad to an extent, even though they are the favourites. And Ghent, of course. A very exciting group phase. If you want to know how this will turn out, how we will fare in the Champions League, then please tune in to the next one. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I will see you in a couple of days again.